Hi, my name is Valigosky, and I'm a graduate student in Speech Language Pathology program here at the University of Toledo. I conducted this research while being supervised under Dr. Emily Diehm. For the current study, we looked at LS-HSS articles to determine how often researchers were addressing treatment integrity. Treatment integrity, or fidelity of implementation, is how an intervention implements things as planned. So when you look at treatment integrity, you can break that down into a multi-concept construct, such as adherence, which is the degree to which intervention steps were implemented as planned; quality, which is how well the intervention steps are delivered as planned; exposure or dosage, which is the frequency to which participants received intervention; and then responsiveness, which is how well the participant is engaged within the intervention. When we look back at 2009 study from Went and his colleagues, they checked to see how well researchers were addressing treatment integrity from 1999 to the 2009 OSHLA articles. They found that under half of those articles addressed treatment integrity. For the current study, we are looking to see how well from 2009 these researchers are addressing treatment integrity and to what factors they are addressing quantitatively. The inclusion criteria is we looked at all the LS-HSS articles from 2009 to 2017. Of those articles, 288 of them were excluded due to the fact that they did not have a primary analysis of intervention. Of those, we found 39 articles that Dr. Diehm and myself coded in the areas of intervention setting, age range and grade level of participants, name or description of intervention, size of the intervention group, the availability of supplemental materials, who implemented the intervention, within the intervention, what was operationally defined, the types of dependent variables that were measured, the study design and type, and then of course we looked at treatment integrity. And with treatment integrity, we looked to see if they had made a statement about treatment integrity within their work, and then what factors had been quantifiably addressed, such as adherence, quality, exposure, and responsiveness. We also checked to see how frequently this data was collected, what methods were used to collect the data, and who was collecting this data. Of the 39 research articles that we used, 27 of those, or around 70%, did monitor treatment integrity. Of those articles, 78% of them had adherence as the primary factor that was addressed. And again, adherence is just going through those check marks and making sure that they're doing everything as they had planned out. 63% of these articles addressed quality. Quality is how well the intervention steps were delivered, such as giving the appropriate verbal prompts and feedback. Exposure was seen with under half of those articles, and that again is just the frequency at which the participants were in this intervention sessions. And finally, we see that 11% of these research articles addressed responsiveness, which is the degree in which participants are engaged. We found this was maybe a little lower due to the fact that it is not a very common treatment integrity factor right now, and that is also why there's not as many tools to help really quantify that data. Moving into treatment methods, we look back at the 2009 Went and his colleagues found that self-report was a really common method of collecting treatment integrity data, which is also, we could see from the articles that self-report is also a big thing for common ones now. But if you look, a big majority of the collection methods were found with in-person observation, observation coded from audio, and observation coded from video. And then with the frequency of how this data was collected, a lot of the articles did not specify specifically how often they collected this data, or they would choose a percentage of the total sessions. We believe it would be more advantageous possibly to make a more regimented schedule for collecting this data, possibly daily or weekly. For who implemented the intervention, 48% of the time it was a research team, followed by the school staff and teachers. While we see down here that SLPs are only 19% of those that implemented the data. And then when we look at therapy targets, intervention in the area of literacy showed to report more treatment integrity than when we look at intervention specifically for speech sound production. In conclusion, we're very excited about our results. As we mentioned earlier, there has been an increase in how many researchers are addressing treatment integrity, especially when we look back and see from 1999, Wet and his colleagues showed that only 32% of people were addressing treatment integrity, so 70% is a huge jump. And while people are doing a better job of stating treatment integrity and the different factors they use, they are still having trouble quantifying these factors, especially in the area of responsiveness, you can see. In the next coming months, we're going to continue coding all publications from OSHLA and then comparing the findings we find from the speech pathology field to other fields such as school psychology. Thank you.